Nintendo is working on a game that's basically you can make your own game out of it or whatever, and people are already kind of talking about it in the way of like, oh, this is gonna be the perfect way for them to, like, you know, demonetize everybody on YouTube or Twitch or whatever. Oh, this garage something, oh, game builder. I thought it was garage. Basically, like, you can create your own game, which is cute, you know, like you can make your own game, whatever. You put the buttons to do the thing, and you design the world and all that. And we already know that a majority of people are gonna start making Nintendo type games, and they already are thinking that Nintendo created this game for the sole purpose to DMCA strike you. It's funny with, like, looking through the comments and stuff. It's pretty hilarious. But like, everybody's been talking about this, and the thing, that's why I don't really trust Nintendo with shit like this, because like they already did that previously. Remember when they changed YouTube and they made it so that every game can get you like a copyright claim because it's their property, it's Nintendo's property, which is true, it is their property, but fuck, man. Like, to the point where they were literally no one was playing their games anymore, and they saw that, and it was hurting their promotion of the games. Because you think about it, at the end of the day, people playing these video games and these games becoming extremely popular means you're gonna get more sales, right? Well, Nintendo shot themselves in the foot back then, and they landed up reverting it. Let's see what they're gonna do with this game. I don't know. Like, I feel like it's gonna be fishy. Everybody in the comments is already talking about that kind of stuff. So let's look at it. Let's bug out with the comments, because I'm sure there's a lot of them. Literally, no one asked for this. It's true. Like, it kind of came out of nowhere. I don't get this. You want people to buy this and make their own game, but shut down content creators who made fan games and sequels? True, they do it like consistently. You know, like there's people that are trying to remake like Zelda Ocarina of Time and stuff. Like, it would be badass to play it with next gen graphics, you know? Nintendo's probably never gonna do it. They're never gonna remaster this game, so the fans are doing it themselves. But in that process, you're putting yourself in danger of getting, you know, like, shut down, or them trying to sue you for some reason. Especially if you decide to try to make money off of it in some way, then yeah, that's getting into fishy world. That's getting into lawsuits, you know what I mean? So like, it is what it is. I don't know. Like, the fans are gonna be fans, and they're gonna try really hard to like make stuff happen. And I don't blame them, because sometimes like I feel like Nintendo is one of those companies that they just fall asleep on their properties completely. Like, look, this guy did a good, like, even the menu system looks exactly like the 64. When are we gonna get the next Metroid? And when are we gonna get another F-Zero game? There's like a million other games that just they literally fell asleep on. I don't know. Halo Infinite. We got some news that it's still under rough development, and let me pull it up. Jason Schreier posted it. Here it is. So basically, he says the saddest thing about this is that you can replace Halo Infinite with any big game title, and it pretty much be the same thing. Like, it's the same thing every single time. Which this former employee landed up writing this. Apparently, it was in Mandarin. So it says the video was in Mandarin, and then it was translated. But that's kind of crazy for them to even like leak this kind of information, because it makes me wonder, like, weren't you under some kind of NDA? You know, because even if you're a former employee, I remember when I was working with Disney, I signed literally an NDA thing saying that I would not talk bad about the company and things like that. So like, you know, like, I feel like most companies now, especially big game development studios, especially them, would be trying to closely guard their secrets, you know? And well, anyway, he ended up leaking this, and he says his overall feelings on the Halo Infinite. He was saying that, you know, it's going through a lot as far as development. The main thing that I caught out of this is that, you know, last year's disastrous demo was because many engine features were not implemented fully at the time. So that means like things like, you see, even the multiplayer things were like kind of cut out. There was a lot of things that were just not yet worked in. So I'm pretty sure that even right now they're trying really hard and they're scrambling really hard to try to get, you know, everything up and running before it actually is released. And you see, crunch confirmed right there. You know, it's crazy that pretty much game development has turned into something that's all like it's harder now than ever before. Obviously, we got the new graphic engines, we got graphics that we're actually trying to like bump up and get into next gen, and you know, these realistic graphics and full open worlds to explore, and all the content that we gotta you have to put into your game because you have to compete with the other games that were just like it, you know. So like there's just too much now, and it's getting to the point where I don't even know how these development companies are even trying to make fresh games anymore. Because like you look back and you look at old games like Super Nintendo games, you look at Nintendo 64 games, the level of evolving was pretty crazy. Because you look at the jump from Super Nintendo to Nintendo 64, that was a big deal. Not only graphics, but also the worlds you can explore, open world games with tons of things. Like I remember back with like Banjo-Kazooie and like Donkey Kong 64, games like Zelda Ocarina of Time. It felt massive. The amount of things, the amount of details, always a lot of Easter eggs, hidden things, stuff to discover. Like it felt a little bit more like it was built with love and as an art form. Whereas games today, the AAA games of today, are more focused on just getting it out as fast as possible. That way they can, you know, get the money back for their investors. And then they jam in as much microtransactions as possible and cut content so they can feed it to you as DLCs. And also like make it extra grindy or extra slow so you can incentivize the player to want to go on the cash shop to get extra like XP potion to level faster, you know, things like Assassin's Creed Odyssey did, which was terrible. Like, you know, so we're starting to see that a lot now, and it's mainly because they're just trying really hard to just milk the player base for all it's worth. They're trying to make these microtransaction type games because this is literally how the game keeps making money after the initial purchase. And you see how right now most games go on sale like within the month. Like it's immediately on sale. Like you can go on Steam right now and you can see like games that came out like a month ago are already like 50% off, you know. Like it's just crazy. Like, and you know why, right? Because there's so many microtransactions in here for it to fall back, for it to not matter anymore. Like for example, let me turn on my PlayStation real quick because I wanted to show you something. Good example is that, you know, you constantly get these games that are given out for free every month. Not only on Epic Games Store, which I do gotta check today because there was a game that came out today probably, but also in what's it called? Also in like this, we have Xbox Game Pass. They all like pay for like these contracts to be able to have it for a month or a couple months, whatever. It's just like the way Netflix works. So I was just looking at this. Battlefield 5 came out with Stranded Deep. So when you claim this, yeah, it's free. You got Battlefield 5. Awesome. You didn't pay for it. But then you look at the add-ons thing right here, and then you see the real reason why it's free now is because they want you to buy these things. Look, these are all Battlefield 5 like in-game currency things and like random DLC shit. Like, you know, like obviously they're gonna still make money off of your ass, especially if you're impatient because you want to level faster, or if you want to buy in-game skins or something. Like, you know, there's always something to kind of like, you know, avoid not making any money at all, you know. So it's not technically free, you know. It's still gonna make money, so it works out for them. But you got to think about the level of how that actually is implemented. Like for example, Black Desert Online, I've been playing this game honestly for free this whole time. I got it for free on Steam when they gave it out for free. It's normally only $10 to get into this, no monthly fees, and then you go on the cash shop and there's really nothing I could see that's important at all. Like maybe I'm gonna buy a skin just to kind of show some love to the developer, but like that's it. Like that's pretty awesome. I feel like this game did a 360 from where it used to be. This is a good example of a game that you could consider free. Whereas other games, like let's say for example that Marvel game from Square Enix, that newest one, the Avengers game, you had to pay $60 to get into it initially, and then on top of that you got microtransactions in there. It's super grindy so that you can keep playing or whatever, because for some reason developers think that making it extra grindy is going to make you want to play more. I don't know why they think that, because honestly, in my opinion, it just scares me away. And I know that most people get scared by that. You know, they don't like ultra uber grinds. There's too much grind in real life. Life is a grindy ass game. I play video games to escape grind and to escape, like, you know, the feeling of like being stressed out for life and things that happen. Like, honestly, that's what I do. Like, I love video games to escape, you know, and to have to deal with that kind of grind in a video game is just like, no, fuck that. You know, that's why I really like this game right now, because, you know, I'm chilling. I don't grind really. Like, I spend most of my time just like cooking and doing life skills. For some reason, I do life things. I should be tending a farm and cooking in real life. I mean, I'm hungry right now. I should be cooking in real life, but instead I'm cooking in a video game because I don't know. It just feels easier to me to cook in a video game than to do it in real life. Ooh, I got 69 of the little thingamajiggies. But anyway, like, I just kind of wanted to talk about this because, like, I feel like not a lot of people really talk about this. And honestly, like, it's kind of sad that Halo Infinite is going through this. And I feel like this is not the end of that. It's going to get worse. The more we go into next gens, PlayStation 6, PlayStation 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever, it's gonna get worse. It's because the development is gonna take a lot longer than normal. Investors are gonna get more impatient, and they're gonna start pushing out games like super fast. They're gonna want to get like basic ass games like Among Us, you know, a 2D little top-down game just because it's easy and quick. It's just sad to see where the industry is going. I just wish that we can go back to the old days of, like, you know, seeing like really pleasure projects, like developers that actually love their job and actually do it. And I'm sure there's a lot of developers that love their job and continue to do it because of that reason, because they love video games and all that. But the actual companies themselves, like the actual, like, usually the publisher or it's the investors, whatever it is in the background, the like corporation type shit, you know, the actual like head honchos, they're the ones that are really pulling the strings here, and they're just trying to like rush shit out. Everything's a deadline, everything's like trying to get stuff out on time, and it honestly hurts the overall like artistry of video games. Like, think about it. Like, what if like Picasso or something had an investor behind his back while he's drawing, you know, and he's like, come on, get it done already, come on, let's go, I gotta make my money back. Like, I already gave you like all the money to buy your like brushes and the little, you know, all the stuff involved to paint. Like, get that shit done already, come on, you know. And that's pretty much what's happening in the gaming industry right now. It's sad. I just really hope we go back to the old days where games were actually made with love and not with just this in their heads, you know, money.